Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat. Today, here I am with a Toonami news update, and this is the update for October 13th, 2020. Now, the first big piece of news on the day is the fact that we did get another schedule announcement. That being that, like many people suspected, we will be getting a marathon on Halloween, and I think they made a pretty good choice here. They are airing The Promised Neverland from midnight to 5 a.m. on Halloween night, October 31st. And Toonami had to do something. This year, Halloween fell right on a Saturday night. It's just like when a couple years ago, April Fool's Day happened to be on a Saturday, so they had to do something special. And I think this is a very good decision from Toonami. And it is no secret if you've watched my channel that The Promised Neverland is probably my favorite show, maybe the second favorite show ever to hit the block behind the original Fully Cooley, but still very solid show. And this also it proves that they still have the rights to air it. It's still on the website, I believe, the Adult Swim website to like watch, and usually that's like the barometer people use to determine if they still have the rights to shows. So, and this is interesting considering the fact that not that long ago, this show they actually had pulled it from the schedule after the eighth episode, which I thought was pretty funny because kind of a bit of a little spoiler here. If you followed the show, you'll know why the eighth episode is probably the worst possible episode to stop watching. But I digress. So it looks like they're going to be giving Promised Neverland another twirl here. It will be technically the third time it has aired on the block. Its original airing at the start of early last year. I think it started back in like March of last year. And then you had the rerun it had, the rerun run it had that got cut off after 8 episode. And we will be seeing at least, I mean, based on this timing, the first 10 episodes here. That's another interesting thing I noticed when I saw this. The Promised Neverland's first season, I believe, is 12 episodes long. 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. is 5 hours. That's 10 half hours. That's 10 episodes. So, especially considering how this is a very plot driven show, you can't just randomly watch one episode and really get it that much. I find this to be a really kind of a weird, I guess it's a time constraint, but I believe that Adult Swim has Cartoon Network until 6 in the morning. So unless they really wanted to air Aqua Teen Hunger Force or home movies that much, I don't understand why they didn't get the whole from 6 to 6 a.m. unless there's the only thing I could think of is that there's some type of watershed regarding. I mean, what if a kid wakes up 30 minutes early because oh boy, some really interesting imagery comes up in the last couple episodes of this season. And again, I'm trying to avoid saying specific stuff because it is a show where you have to ride it. You have to ride the show, man. If you get spoiled, it completely screws up your experience. But I digress. I think a very good pickup, very good decision, and I 100% support this. That being said, the other piece of news is that we do have Toonami's ratings from this past Saturday, October 10th, 2020. And let's start at the top of the block. We have Dragon Ball Super at a 0.18, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure at a 0.17, The Assassination Classroom at a 0.17, Black Clover at a 0.14, Fire Force at a 0.15, Shippuden at a 0.13, and we have Demon Slayer making its re-debut on the block at a 0.13. Overall, this was another bad week for ratings. And this week, unlike last week where it's like, well, I had to piece together this mystery of what caused the ratings to drop so much. This thing, there's a pretty solid indicator. Where last week I'm like, was it SNL? Was it UFC? Well, I didn't think SNL. Someone pointed out in the comments section that it was the season premiere of SNL. I'm surprised it's still on the air. I didn't even know it's still on the air, but again, I digress. So, in this week, though, it is very evident that the issue here was Dragon Ball Super. That is a scary thing to have to say because of how Dragon Ball Super, for basically 2 to 3 years of its existence on the block, was the bedrock. Was the show that kept the ratings high. And to see it only at a 0.18 this week, and that's a drop actually. The rest of the block went up like a few hundreds each. This show dropped 1/100th of a point. And considering, like I said, the type of show Like the fact that I mean, this is what the block relies on. There's no bigger name on the block than Dragon Ball. So, I mean, the rest of the block kind of has to fall in line. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure only dropped 1/100 from its lead-in, which you have to give some props to, of course. Assassination Classroom, the same thing. Assassination Classroom's like glue on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. They've had like the same number to like the 1/100 for the past 3-4 weeks now, which I thought was pretty interesting. But this time, Assassination Classroom did not build on JoJo. JoJo just edged it out. JoJo was the 31st highest ranked premiere of the night. Assassination Classroom was the 32nd of the night for all of cable. Black Clover, I mean, it drops 3/100s from its lead in, so not that ideal. And I'm kind of surprised because from what I was able to glean, it was a kind of a fan servicey episode in a way. And usually, like I said, fan service sells. So, like, whenever something fan servicey happens or if people are expecting it, usually ratings go up a pretty notable amount. And unfortunately, we didn't really have much of a boost with regards to that this week. And then also, we have Fire Force going up the biggest amount. So, begrudgingly, I guess I'll call Fire Force the best show of the week there, going up 500 to a 0.15. I believe that's like one more episode that they have to air before we get to season two. Not 100% sure on that. I think season two starts the 24th. And then you really can't say anything much about Shippuden and Demon Slayer. 0.13s, I guess, are pretty good for it, but again, it's stuff at 3 in the morning. You can't really put too much weight in the ratings there. And okay, so I'm gonna kind of try to go over what the schedules are the next few weeks because each of the next 4 weeks we're gonna have different lineups. This Saturday, the 17th, Toonami will begin at 1 in the morning, and Black Clover will be skipped. So the lineup will be from 1 a.m. onward: Super, Bizarre Adventure, Assassination Classroom, Fire Force, not me, yeah, Fire Force, Shippuden, and Demon Slayer. As at midnight, we have the Run the Jewels, Get Out the Vote special, Holy Kalima Vote. I don't know what that's a reference to. I guess it's to one of their songs. I really never really followed Run the Jewels. I know a lot of people are like diehard fans of them. They never really caught on for me, but I digress. And yeah, so that's gonna push everything back 1 hour. And then the week after that, we have a normal schedule, you know. So like again, all the shows we see here will be repeated. And then on the 31st, like I just mentioned, Promised Neverland Marathon. And then presumably the week after that, we're going to be on November 7th. We're going to have we're going to have either another new schedule or this exact lineup again. But again, it's hard to see that far in the future of Toonami's these days. And again, what do you guys think? Are you as excited for the Promised Neverland coming back, albeit for one night, as I am? Do you like this content? Do you want more Toonami news content like this? Please like, please comment, and please subscribe. I am Super Orange Cat, and that is all.